You can't be mad at someone for making a decision that they deem best for themselves. I think there's a difference between being upset about someone's decision and then being angry at them for making it. And I think that difference is something that we struggle with, especially when somebody's decision directly affects us. Sometimes people, they make decisions that ultimately hurt us. A relationship ends, or a friend moves away, or somebody chooses a different path and chases a different opportunity. And we can disagree with that decision. We can wish that they had chose differently, and we can be hurt or confused or disappointed and even heartbroken over the outcome. But at some point, we have to recognize something uncomfortable. And it's that people are allowed to make the decision that they believe is best for their life, even when that decision isn't the one that's best for ours. That doesn't mean that every decision they make is going to be the right one. We're all humans. We're going to make mistakes. They might misjudge a situation. They might choose something today and then regret it 6 months down the line. But at the end of the day, it's their decision to make. James 1:19 and 20 says, "Know this, my beloved brothers. Let every person be quick to hear, slow to speak, slow to anger. For the anger of man does not produce the righteousness of God." This isn't telling us to not hurt, It tells us to be careful about what we allow that hurt to become. I think that maturity is being able to say, I hate what happened, and I wish things were different, but ultimately, I understand why you felt like you had to make that choice. Because if you genuinely care about someone, you can't only support their freedom when their choices benefit you. And I think that's the hardest part for us. As humans, we naturally see situations through the lens of what it is that we're losing. We think, why would you do this to me? When sometimes they weren't making the decision against us, they were making the decision for themselves. And those two are completely different things. Romans 12:18 says, "If it is possible, so far as it depends on you, live at peace with everyone." Sometimes peace isn't getting the outcome you wanted. Sometimes peace is accepting that we can't control somebody else's decision, but we can control what we do with it. So we can be upset and we can cry about it. We can miss what we had and wish that the outcome were different. God never asks us to pretend something doesn't hurt. But don't let disappointment become resentment simply because somebody chose the path that they believed that they needed to take. Because sometimes loving someone means respecting a decision even if it's not the decision that you like. So yeah, maybe they come back and maybe circumstances change. Maybe they realize 6 months down the line or a year down the line that they had made a decision that wasn't the correct one. Or, maybe life takes you somewhere completely different. The point is that you don't know yet. But you can be hurt without becoming bitter, and you can disagree without becoming angry. And you can wish somebody had chosen you while still respecting their right to choose themselves.